come to you from downtown Los Angeles and Staples Center. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, the stars always come out to see greatness.
And I love this city, from the bright lights of Hollywood to the bright lights on the hardwood. Who is going to be the star tonight?
It is showtime. Let's do this. Kuzma to Davis. Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
If LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A., that means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
And he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. Able to convert on both free throws. Kawhi Leonard against Cousins. Here's a chance from long range. Drills the 3.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
James, his first hit. Look out. Anthony Davis with the slam.
Brow down, Ed, when you coming to my town.
Wow, you rhyming right there?
Obviously.
Leonard. He made his first effort, but not that time. Across the timeline comes James. A minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Short jumper won't fall. George. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. It's James controlling the offense. Has a look. LeBron, not that time. Probing the defense. Leonard. Off the assist.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
LeBron with it up top. Down 3. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
James to Danny Green. Goes to the left side. Davis. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Fires the 3. And the Lakers able to grab the rebound. Lakers at the controls right now. Danny Green to Kyle Kuzma. LeBron James. He's 2 for 5. Not great, but trending.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Leonard. Message received. Well defended.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
That's off of Leonard, out of bounds. We have both squads set to make some moves right now.
Number 23, Louis Williams. Subbing in for the Los Angeles Lakers, number 7, JaVale McGee.
LeBron, tough matchup against George. To Davis. A drive through the paint, but his shot misses. Beverly buries it on the catch and shoot.
That shot was nice, but that pass, that was the real highlight. Good teams always find a way to get the best shot available.
Stuffs it down with authority.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
Beverly into the front court. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Well, their first three, and they're right back in it within a possession in this first quarter.
Well, I don't want to live in the past, but if you got a couple of those that dropped earlier, you could have had a nice lead. Now, we got a dogfight.
The drive right to the basket. George. Great defense, forcing the miss. To James. LeBron James, 4 out of 7. Deep three at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. The Clippers have the lead. Second quarter about to start. Jay, this has felt like a game of horse. It was shot for shot in the opening period.
Both teams are on fire, but speaking of competitive juices, one of the beautiful things that we heard during the timeout, in a team huddle, you heard multiple voices that weren't the coach saying how much more they needed to fight in order to win this game. Oh, trust me, the intensity level is going to pick up a couple of notches.
To Kyle Kuzma. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. James drains it.
I mean, does he have eyes in the back of his head or what? I get paid money to watch and study this game daily. Even I didn't see that angle.
Paul George goes to the right side. Leonard. And McGee there for the rebound. To Kyle Kuzma. To Caldwell Pope. Kuzma. Not today. To Leonard. And he hits.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
LBJ with it. Takes stock of the floor. Good. Off a spin.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Clippers, so it stays with the LA Lakers. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. LeBron into the front court. Down 2. Beyond the arc for 3. Not done yet. Cousins to James. From long range. That's off the side of the rim. No good. Kawhi Leonard. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
James to Davis. Jumper's good.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Beverly into the front court. Leads a bucket. Kawhi Leonard sizing up Cousins. DeMarcus Cousins with a piece.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To Paul George. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
And he misses that one free throw. Davis to Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish.
I mean, if you have athletic ability like that guy offensively, as soon as you beat your man, if you don't beat him off the ground for the jump, you have no chance.
Leonard, he continues to shoot it well from beyond the arc. That's 4 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and confidence comes from discipline and training. You can tell that kid's been putting in the time in the gym.
Danny Green to James. For 3, LeBron James. Not much more the defense could have done. He hits the contested 3.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing.
Kuzma to Davis. To Danny Green. Anthony Davis. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Buy one or more tickets before the end of today's game, and you'll receive an exclusive discount.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Clippers have the basketball. Leonard, he continues to light it up from downtown. 5 threes now in this first half.
Yeah, and what's shocking, Ed, is that he's gotten so many open looks. Look, stay down in the stance, stay disciplined, stop losing him, stay attached to his hip, and force him to put the ball on the ground off those curls and finish over your bigs.
Anthony Davis. He's now 4 for 6.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Leonard. Dudley against George. First half in the books. The Clippers are out in front. A lot of intrigue to come in this second half. A 1-point game as we resume play here in the third quarter. To George. DeMarcus Cousins rejects it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
James to Kyle Kuzma. Patrick Beverly. Huge block. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Patrick Beverly. LeBron James matched up with Paul George. To Kyle Kuzma. Even to Zubac. Tips it.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
It's LA Clippers ball. Nothing going here on that drive. Leonard. Down low, George. DeMarcus Cousins swats it. That's his third block this evening.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
And throws it down.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Kuzma against Paul George. To James. Right down Broadway for the two. Defender has to pick him up.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there is a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
DeMarcus Cousins pins it. Fourth this contest.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
LA with 4 to shoot. George to the basket, but it won't go. Kuzma to Davis. And he'll head to the line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
Nope, first one does not go. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. To Leonard. It's a big finish.
You never want to leave anything to chance when you attack the rim. You finish strong every time you head home.
And the finish, slam dunk.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Leonard. Well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
James to Danny Green. And a whistle.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. James matched up with Paul George. All by himself, creates his own shot there.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
George is good.
And watching all these great shooters on the floor at once, it almost mesmerizes me. It's like you're watching the shot in slow motion, the backspin. It gives off the feel that the ball's going in every time.
And he's going to the free throw line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
And he connects on the first free throw. 2 for 2 on that trip. George to Leonard. And stuffs it home.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Here comes the screen. LeBron against George. Lets it fly from long range and knocks it down.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt towards the driver. That means fake at him. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to your stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
Off the penetration, almost, but no good. Good. Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game.
Well, first off, energy and persistence conquer all things. But look at the way they're setting screens. Look at the way they're communicating to each other. They're actually hitting people on those screens, and they're coming off those screens with their hands in a target area, ready to shoot the basketball. When you play the game with that kind of precision and that kind of energy, you see why they're in the lead.
Time to shuffle things up.
Number 15, DeMarcus Cousins.
James into the front court. His team up by 1.
To number 10, Jared Dudley.
It's the Clippers with the possession now. Leonard to Paul George. Leonard. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time to James. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Williams across the timeline. Shot clock off as they trail by 3. George, that's how you defend.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down. 3 quarters down, the Lakers have the lead. It'll be Lakers ball as we begin the 4th quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
LBJ has it. To Cousins. Probing the defense. To James. Cousins. It's James. He was all over him. To George. Fires the 3. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
James to Danny Green. 4-3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Number 3, LeBron James.
Paul George lets it fly from beyond the arc. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. To James. Here's a chance from long range. And the rebound taken down by the Clippers. To Williams. JaVale McGee sends it away.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Leonard, add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
James to Kyle Kuzma. Davis steps out and hits.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
Here comes the screen. LeBron James against George. Scores from the post.
Ed, I have so much admiration for guys that continue to hunt their shot. They're playing the second half like it was the first 5 minutes of the ball game. Those natural-born leaders are guys that will consistently lead your team to the promised land.
Screen coming. James to Kyle Kuzma. 5 to shoot for Los Angeles. Kuzma to James. The shot clock expires. New blood coming in for both sides.
For the Los
continues. He's hit 9 threes here tonight.
Uh-oh, someone's getting towards that single-game record territory. He's having that kind of night.
James. LA Clippers with the basketball. Count the bucket for 2.
And cutting hard in transition is one of the most underrated things about this game. The harder you can cut is the more it opens up the floor to make plays just like that.
To James. Even to Zubats, snatching it out of the air.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
And he's fouled. Davis going to the line for 2. Anthony Davis has got 2 shots coming. Hasn't missed yet. First one goes down. Goes 2 for 2. Leonard. Now that's a contest.
Shoot or shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Danny Green to Kyle Kuzma. Danny Green. And he finishes at the rim.
So many times you can tell if a player is going to finish before he even gets to the rim. Did you see that look on his face? That was a look of a three-point play. You always going in thinking you can get more at the rim.
10 threes for him now in the game, Jay. Just astonishing.
And I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's only happened 30-something times since the three-point line went into effect in 1979. Goes to show you how big of a night he's having.
How old were you back then?
I was not born yet, my friend.
Boom, baby. Danny Green to Cousins. Even to Zubats with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout. It's just their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 more.
As a player, this doesn't always happen, but it's a beautiful thing when everybody is allowed to be on the same page. Scouting report is being executed, you're being efficient with your jump shooting, your passes are crisp, you're listening to the coach on the sideline, and everything is working your way. You have to really appreciate these type of moments in the game of basketball.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. LeBron James against Paul George. Right down Broadway, 4-2.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Clippers have the basketball. Knocks it down from mid-range.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
LeBron into the front court. Leads 1. Here comes the screen. He was all over him. Missed the shot. No free throws. Leonard. Rebound Cousins. The Lakers get the victory as they just squeak this one out by a point. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on